Hello, unlimited friends. It's Zara back again with more Q&A to do with the practical application of law of attraction to our lives. The question again is anonymous, and the question is really important. It is about, well, let me just read the question out to you. How can I change my thinking to quit drinking alcohol altogether? Now, even though this is a one sentence question, it is a really big question. It has so many nuances. Let me explain what I'm thinking. First of all, this person who is asking the question has a belief that alcohol consumption is something bad. That's the number one belief that comes up. Number two belief that comes up is that it is hard to stop, to quit. And number three is quitting it altogether being the goal. So I want to break this all down. It's not that alcohol is a bad thing, but overdoing anything so that it creates an imbalance in your body and an emotional imbalance in your mind, that's the problem. Anything can be had in proportion and it will not do any harm. Quitting, number two. Quitting is a decision. Quitting is a decision. Now, the decision to quit has to be attached to a goal that is really important. If the decision to quit is not attached to a goal that is really important, then you won't do it. Because the consumption of alcohol is giving you something. It is making you feel a certain way. It is fulfilling something for you. It is fulfilling a need for you. And when you think of giving up or quitting alcohol, you are also giving up what you get by alcohol consumption. So you want to give up alcohol, but you don't want to give up the way you feel because of it. And when you think about it that way, that's what will keep you from giving it up. The way to do it is to link the goal of quitting with something that is bigger than this satisfaction, this feeling that you're giving up that's linked to alcohol consumption. This goal has to be so big that giving this thing up doesn't matter anymore. I know that parents see their children do this all the time. If you want the child to give up this thing that they've got, I'll give you an example. My nephew has taken my cell phone and won't give it back to me. He loves it. He won't give it back to me. How can I get it back? By giving him something that he wants even more. Come here, sweetheart. Let me give you some ice cream. Come here, sweetheart. Let me give you a piece of candy. And give me the phone if you want the candy. And he will give me the phone because he wants the candy more than he wants the phone. So, what is the reward? And you see, here's the thing. In this case, feeling good about your self-discipline in giving up drinking is just not good enough. It's not a big enough reward for you. So, what is a reward that you can link with giving up alcohol that is so big that it makes it worthwhile? What is that reward? Make that reward so big and so important that giving up alcohol seems like the easiest thing to do. That's one thing. And then the third thing you can do is to sit down and journal about how good you will feel when you accomplish this goal. How good it will feel. Who will you become if you give up this habit? Who will you become when you give up this habit? And what does that feel like? And who are you if you keep this habit? A lot of times that comparison is enough for us to let go of the habit. And lastly, it's a decision. It's a decision that takes self-discipline. It's a decision. It was a decision to start consuming alcohol, and it is a decision to stop. And you can stop cold turkey. Just get rid of it. It makes it easier when you get rid of it. It's just not available in your house. And you have told yourself that you cannot go and get more. And if you just stay away from it for a few days, then your body will reach a new equilibrium and it will be able to function without the alcohol that you've been giving it over the last whatever time frame. Because you see, our bodies are so versatile and so capable of dealing with whatever we put in our body that your body has become used to handling the amount of alcohol that you've been putting in it. It's adjusted its functioning to cater for your alcohol consumption. And so when you go cold turkey, when you stop, that's why you have those withdrawal symptoms. That's why it's because your body now needs to reconfigure its functioning of all the different hormone and organ systems in the body in order to adjust to the new norm. And that process only takes 3 days. Our bodies are so powerful that it only takes 3 days for the most part. But you can topple that very quickly by reintroducing the substance. You reintroduce even a little bit of the substance and the body says, oh, gotta go back to the old way of doing things because here it comes again. But if you stay with it, then your body gets used to functioning without that input. And now you have stability. And then at the end of the day, it has to feel good. This work that you do has to feel good. Because if you feel good, then you will not need alcohol. Because at the end of the day, what does any substance do? We consume substances because they are a short-term patch for not feeling negative emotion. That's how it starts. I just can't deal with what life has given me. So I'm going to consume this substance because then I don't have to feel it as much. The problem is that the effects of the alcohol are not lasting because there's no emotional, vibrational, logical work going on side by side. At the end of the day, the effect of the alcohol wears off and then you're back to ground zero. You have to have the mental ability to rise above it. And that comes with your self-talk. It comes with your self-talk. Your self-talk takes you to a dark place where you need the alcohol. But your self-talk can also bring you out of the dark place without consuming alcohol. Learning how to do that self-talk is what law of attraction is all about. And so that's what you need. You need to reconfigure the way you talk to yourself before you grab the bottle. That self-talk has to happen before you grab the bottle, in between, in that space. Because once you grab the bottle, then momentum has you in its grip. And that is not the time to do any kind of self-talk, because it will just not work. All the self-talk has to be done in the gap. And then the gap will become bigger and bigger and bigger until you will reach a point where you will not even think about reaching for the bottle. That's how you deal with any substance abuse problem. That's how you deal with any habit. Okay. Now, last little suggestion I want to give you is, everybody has a time of day when they usually let the habit creep in. And with alcohol, it's mostly for those people who are working, it's mostly when they come home, and either with dinner or after dinner. When they're relaxing, they want to promote relaxation with a glass of wine or maybe hard liquor. That's when it happens. So what you do is you give yourself something else to do in that period of time. In that period of time, do something else. And if you do that, if you make the commitment, for example, you join a course of some sort. Let's say that it's usually 8 o'clock when you grab a glass of wine and you sit down and you enjoy that wine and you want to give it up. So you join a course that requires you to be online or with a group in person at 8 o'clock. And it has to be important enough. That course has to be important enough that you have to tell yourself, okay, can't do this. And that will help you to stay away from long enough that now the momentum of the consumption of the substance has gone down and you have positive momentum going on, because for every day that you do not consume the substance that you want to give up, you have an opportunity to congratulate yourself, and that momentum eventually adds up. So these are very general. This is a very general kind of a talk about how to handle the situation. And it does vary depending on the person, depending on what is going on in their life. And so it is advisable for someone who wants to give up a habit like that, to work with someone who can help them accomplish that goal. And it can be as easy as your best friend, your spouse, someone in the community, someone who is able to support you. Also, if you have a friend who also wants to accomplish the same goal, sometimes two friends doing it together can give each other the support that each of them needs in order to make progress. All right, so I hope that this is helpful and that it helps you and everyone else who is listening. Take care. Bye for now.